Change your mind, change your money, change your life. I am Coach Rob Lee Simmons, the host of this podcast, and let me be your tour guide to greatness. If I was doing any better, I would be you. Welcome to the Greatness Academy podcast. I am here with my main man, Christopher Anderson. He is a businessman, a true entrepreneur. It's funny because this is one of my good friends. It's like a mentee and a mentor at the same time. We met a while back, and since then we've always been sharing business information. We're kind of in the same industry, but he does a couple of other things that I'm super excited to share with the listeners. Hey, Chris, man, Christopher, welcome to the show.
Nice to have you, man. Thanks for having me. Shoot, man, just sit back, hold your seat belts, because it's gonna get thick and heavy.
Oh yeah, for sure. So let's talk about a little bit about how you grew up, man. So how did the environment that you grew up in put you in the mindset of how you grind today?
Ah, man. Well, this is the thing. So we grew up in the same place, so you know what it's like.
I already know.
You know what it's like. Growing up in Detroit, the gutter of the gutter. I was raised by a scammer and a hustler. Both of them put together to make a dope motherfucker like me.
Yeah.
So we, I'm one to live in the gray area of the law.
I love it.
So that's how understanding the law, reading the law, applying the law, and the work ethic is what has driven me. Living in, not having certain things in life, and it's, wanting it as far as, money, family, traveling, not being able to have it has pushed me to want to get that and achieve that. And then, having that stuff ready for my kids. So growing up in Detroit definitely inspired me in a good way to want more and not have to suffer. And
I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I grew up the same way, maybe different parents, but the same way. I've had instances in my life where I felt like I didn't have the same opportunities as everybody else. Do you feel like you grew up not having the same opportunities as everybody else? And then how did you create those opportunities for yourself anyway?
So I'm gonna be honest. Depending on who I was, which parent I was with, yay and nay. When I was with my mom, I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I was pretty much the man in the household. A lot of the times, even when she had males in her life and stuff like that, I was still considered the man in the house. Just because. Now with my dad, he was a hustler. He was not a dope dealer, but he did some sold CDs and DVDs. Back in the day when they did that, not at the technology world came over and took over, it kind of fizzled out a little bit. So he always had money. So we did the best of the best. And then that side of the family grew up. They didn't grow up well off, but the children, the offspring of my grandmothers, the sons, they're all successful. So when it comes to family and things like that, we did a lot. We did a lot with our side. My mom's side, not so great. So honestly, man, I really not having stuff, I created my own way because I was that one happy kid that in any environment, I was gonna have a good time. I was gonna have a good time. I was gonna make it happen. And that honestly, that's how my personality is today. Same way, just intensified 10x like a mug, honestly. So, and then I was so self-driven and independent. I didn't really need my parents like that to to be successful or to do certain things. You know what I mean? So as far as like taking myself to school, elementary, pay for my own way through, through college, paying my own way driving classes. I was hustling in school. I was selling snacks and stuff in school, in
Nice.
high school. I got so big with that, man. Um, the school wanted to shut it down. I went to Cass Tech. Now, Cass Tech is a big school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
over, 4,000 people. So I got so big, man. They started checking it at the security gates. But that ain't it. Listen, that ain't
Wow.
it. That ain't it, man. Once they tried to shut it down, everybody started getting cracked down. Guess what I did?
What was that?
I had the motherfucking security guards on payroll bringing my snacks in. So I was getting up.
Made it
I was
happen.
getting up. Listen, I was getting up 5 a.m., bringing my snacks in, going back home, getting my siblings together, and then we was coming back to the school and paid the head security guard brought my stuff in. And, I even make deals with my teachers. They let me sell it in between classes or whatnot. And, I was still able to do it. And then I still was big. And then I had my homeboys working for me.
Man.
So we was busting it down through the school, man, selling positive, food,
Yeah, yeah.
selling food, man.
When you really said
So
you got pies for sale, you had pies for sale.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So, um, so back to your question, like that, not having it and being self-sufficient is what got me to where, I just it's just my personality, man, and it's kind of scary. Like, why me? Or but I'm blessed to have that because everybody can't succeed that way. And then being around a negative influence throughout the city, in my lifetime, the unknown stuff like that. Some people will go down that narrow path, which I have a few times, but I knew it wasn't for me. Um, and it took me to greater things because I knew it wasn't me. I can't bust a motherfucker head if they owe me. I can't do that. Can't do it, man. And I'm glad it never dawned on me to want to do that, or them demons never came on me to where I want to keep pursuing it. Every time I tried it, it never worked out for me because that's not the plan that was supposed to be set out for me. Even, some people will get lucky. I try the same thing and it didn't work for me. Every time, that's not my purpose. And I was just talking to somebody today about how I didn't want to do fixed credit. Didn't want to fix credit. And I always question myself, what's my purpose? I've always questioned myself because I've been told that I wasn't nothing. I would never be nothing. So I was down on myself like, man, because everybody has special skills and I don't have no skills. Then somebody was like, man, your skill is business. You know how to do business. That's a skill. So when I started learning credit and fixing credit, uh, I started helping people out. And I love helping people. I love it to death. So fixing credit and getting people out of bad situations that they can utilize in today's society, in this world, is my calling, is my purpose. And every time I try to quit, I get 5, 10 more people that need their credit fixed. And it put me right back in the cycle again. So now I done found my purpose and now I'm going full fledged.
Hey,
Yeah,
so let me ask you, you definitely dabble in the credit business. What led you to the credit business? What's the most appealing thing about it to you? And how can the folks reach you to get their stuff right?
man. So like every good person, man, you always have a mentor to guide you and show you the way. And then it's up to you what you do with it. So I always want to give a shout out to him 500 with the RPX RPE is what we call ourselves now. Um, he taught over COVID. He taught when everything was digitalized and everybody was on social media. I ran across his page and he was teaching financial literacy, credit repair, how you utilize credit, what you can use it for, and I found myself on his page a little more than I wanted to. He was selling the course. I bought the course. Now the course was $3,500. Ain't nobody paying no $3,500 for a course,
Right.
but it was the value that was being taught in the course. He was teaching about credit, fixing your credit, how you can utilize your credit, how you can start your own credit repair business, how you can create wealth with the credit, a whole nine, man. And then you get added into a private group with daily updates. They teach you, you get one-on-one sessions, and you can make your money back. So I got into that over COVID time officially. But before that, I was learning about it. It was a program called FES, and another one of my partners got me involved with that. I got a book on it. I read the book, but I didn't understand none of the terms or anything what they was talking about, anything. And like once I got with him 500 during COVID, I still got that same book, and now he explained it to where and broke it down to where, and pretty much in black people terms to understanding it. And it dawned on me, I'm like, man, I've been learning about this all along. I just didn't know what to do, how to use it, this. I'm like, I grabbed that book so quick, and it's been over 5 years since I pulled this book out, and it's sitting right next to me. So I picked the book up and I go through the book, and I'm like, so this what this was talking about. And from that moment on, I never looked back. I never looked back, and I put the gas on more. I'm like, man, I'm behind. So reading that book, him 500 has changed the game, and I always give credit to him, man, because he's really out here changing lives. People think I'm changing lives, no, but he's changing lives. He's doing it big. So the first question is, that's how I got in. That's how I got into, the credit. What was the next question?
So how can people reach you to get their stuff right?
So they can reach out to me. I have an 800 number, 800-552-7381. Text credit, and then I can get you going. So people part of my team reach out to you, send you some links how to sign up, explain it to you. We get you growing. And then we do a consultation, go through your credit report, explain what's on there, pretty much give you some education behind it as well, give you some do's and don'ts, explain what's going on, and pretty much how we can help you. And the last one is, what was the last one, man? Help me out.
Yeah, I got I'm a little off sometimes, man. My brain jump everywhere. I do. I can't remember the last question. I'll tell you this though. I do got another good one though for you. Right. So I find in this business, a lot of people don't want to do, small tasks themselves that can go a long way. What is one of those things that you believe, when working your credit, or you're doing any type of credit repair or credit restoration with your own credit, what is one small thing that anybody who's listening that they can do that will, if they actually do it, will help them out tremendously?
When it comes to credit?
Yep.
I would say, this is a tough one thing that they do. How big or how small?
Something that's small that has a huge impact.
Okay. Keeping your utilization under 30%. Keeping utilization under 30%. Keeping utilization under 30%.
That's the game. That's the game.
Keeping utilization under 30%. That's the number one. That's one of the reasons why your credit score drops. Is keeping utilization under 30%. Anything over 30 negatively affected.
So let me
Gotta
tell
say
you
that's the
this.
number one thing. And you ain't even got to start with the dispute process. You ain't got to do this. All you got to do is pay them folks.
You know, get
Pay
right.
them folks. Pay them early. And I would say this too: when you paying the bills, you don't want to wait till the due date to pay. You want to
Pay
pay
'em early.
early, because you're collecting daily interest on those cars or those loans, and you want to pay it. You pay it early. You pay it up. Pay it off half a year early. Double payments if you can. But yeah, keeping that utilization under 30% definitely will.
That's key, right? So I
Yep.
was actually working with a client, right? Working with a client, and their utilization was crazy. It was crazy, but it wasn't super crazy. But and then it
Mhm.
had decent credit, and I was able to um, recommend. I never tell anybody what to do when it comes to their money, but I definitely recommend where you at right now. You're good, but you got about 40 something percent utilization. Just see if you can get another card and take out another 10 bands. And usually when you get that inquiry, your credit score goes down. The credit score actually went up 50%, 50 points, because when they got that extra 10 bands, their utilization went down to 25%, and
Exactly.
boom, they was back in the game.
Exactly. Now, what you just told them was, uh, in a crazy way, what you just told them was tray lines.
Mm-hmm.
Tray
Mm-hmm.
lines. Now, what you told them, that's a way, but they don't necessarily have to go get new cars. Now, I'm gonna give you two scenarios. They don't necessarily have to get a new car. All they can do is buy trade lines. They can buy a trade line, uh, and then it also, that utilization will go down, and the limits will go up. But with the trade line, this is what happens. When you buy a trade line, you'll it stays on there for 3 to 6 months.
Mm,
Yep, 30 to 90 days. So you want to get the trade line when you're trying to do something real big, buy a house, buy a car, get it while it's in there, and then uh, apply for the stuff while it's on there, and then it falls off. And then by that time, you will have a little bit of history built up with the new loan, to where you can start generating some primaries on its own. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is if you have a family member who's credit together. Now, this is what I don't understand, but I do understand, because you have some family members who don't be doing right by others.
mm-hmm.
If you have a family member who has good credit, high limit credit cards, age, and history, they can be added on as an authorized user. Now, with that, they have the same score. They have the same limit as the original owner of the card. Now, some pros and cons to that is, if the person who has the original card, if they don't keep their profiles up, the same negative will affect the authorized user. So they can do that, or they can do the trade line, or they can open up another one with utilization. Three different ways they can do
Yeah,
it.
that's the game.
That's just one way you tell them. Now, with the trade lines, most people charge for that. But I say, if it's gonna help you, why not?
Right,
Why not pay it?
right.
Because it's an investment. Pay it. If it's gonna get you a house, pay it. Pay it. Um, because you're looking at the end goal. $200 or $300 versus, some property with equity in it. Which one would you take?
Right. And the biggest thing about the equity is now you're looking at the rate in which you would take that mortgage loan, and that two, three hundred
Mm-hmm.
dollars could have probably easily saved you 10 to 20, 30, 40, $50,000. Right.
Yeah,
So you got to
yeah.
look at the
No,
end game.
facts.
So that's good stuff, man.
Facts. Yep, facts. But yep, that's more in depth. Once you understand credit, that's more in depth um, game for you, if you per se. And it's a lot more that I can teach, but that you got to pay for that. They got to
Yeah.
pay for that, man.
Yeah. I
They got
get
to
it,
pay for
man. I
that.
get it. I get it. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think you said something that was really key though. A lot of times I think people look at what they want to do and how much they want to pay for, and they look at it like shoes. Like, I'm going to put these on and wear them out. And then am I really wanting to put my money in it? And they're not actually looking at it like an investment. Like, if I paid this $200, like you said, I paid $3,500 for a course, that what you expect to get out of it is going to be clean over $3,500. That knowledge is invaluable at this point, but I'm sure it is paid for itself over 10, 15, 20, 30 times, right?
Man.
So
I cleared 250. I cleared 250,000 last year.
That's insane.
Just credit.
Man.
Just
that's
credit.
Insane. And
just credit, man.
That's insane, man. And I just respect the hustle and the grind, because it's things like that people need to learn how to do to prepare themselves to be in a room. I was listening to something today, and it stated that the reason why the guy was basically saying the reason why I go to a $2,500 or $25,000 master class is not to get $25,000 worth of knowledge, although I know I'm going to get that. What I get from that, absolutely, I get in a room with a number of people that have the same driven goal, that are willing to spend $25,000 for it. Meaning that now I'm building relationships with people who got bread and ambition. And so it's an investment, man. And people have to look at those things as investments, and they got to be serious about it. Now, if you got your last 25 stacks and you really banking on learning something, yeah, it's cool, but make sure you get those relationships out of it, because the relationships take you the furthest. How important is your network to you? And then how do you continue to build on your network as you go throughout your journey?
Man, my network has made me millions. Millions. And I'm telling you, it's very important to me. It's like my kids and my network runs hand in hand.
Yeah.
My kids, my family, and my network run hand in hand, because I'm not gonna do business with nobody I can't call family. I'm not at all. If I gotta second guess you, I just don't want to deal with you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it cordial, tactfully, but I'm gonna go the other way, because I like to enjoy my time with the people I do business with. I like to go hang out with them. I like to invite them over to my house. I like to let them meet my family. So if I can't trust you, if I can't call you family, if I can't bring you to my house, I don't want to deal with you.
That's
and
real.
I'm sorry. And I don't have meaningless conversations. I don't. I promise you, I don't. If we're not talking about business, if we're not talking about, a play date for the kids or something like that, I have nothing for you. I'm sorry.
Right.
Now,
I got nothing for you. I don't know what happened in Power yesterday. I don't know what happened in the NBA game yesterday.
Nah,
I can't help you. I can't have that conversation.
Now, if it's somebody I done been doing business with and we done made some, couple plays with before, yeah, why not? We can talk about the game. We can talk about, that other stuff. But however, I don't watch TV like that. If I'm watching TV, I'm watching educational videos. I'm studying, I'm learning. I may catch a movie here and there, but I'll fall asleep on it.
For sure.
Seriously.
I'm the same way.
Seriously. But yeah, credit, man. My network, man. My network. My network is pretty much my network. And what I mean by that is,
that's good.
I think like this, bro. I think like this. When you're a business person, it's a few different kind of business people. All right. You got business people who will take from you. Okay. And take from you. You got a business person that will string you along and, make it seem like they're for you, but still taking from you. All right. The first person, they will take from you and they'll let you know that they take it from you and rub it in your face. The second person will deceive you and take from you. And then you got a business person that try to create opportunities for you and me, for both of us.
Yeah.
What kind of business person are you? Now, me, I create opportunities for me and the other person to win. So in return, you're getting something out of it. I'm getting something out of it. And now we done create this network and we're going to get this money. And we're also providing something positive and something that everybody wants or needs.
Right. We
And
definitely.
that's how you got to think about doing business. You don't want to scam nobody, because if you do somebody wrong, it's going to be worse for you too. And then I'm one who believes in karma. Whatever you do is going to come back onto you. And I don't have time for my business to be compromised by negative energy. I want it all to be positive and genuine, because that's how I do business. I'm not the one trying to scam nobody. I'm not gonna overcharge you. If it's not valuable, if it's not the price that I feel like I will buy something at, I'm not gonna sell at a higher price just because I can.
Right. Right.
Now, what I charge, if I feel like it's valuable and my time is very valuable because I'm either worth this much or I'm missing out on other money, then I'll raise the price. But I'm not gonna do my people like that. Sorry.
I think that's fair, right? Because,
I think it's
um,
fair. Yeah.
yeah, what you're paying for when you are looking to invest in someone who knows is you're not paying for an hour of their time. You're paying for the 50 hours of work that they put in to it, the $3,500 per course that they put into it. They really
Mm-hmm.
giving it to you at a discount. But I think it is always, advantageous to provide value wherever you can. And whether you provide value up front or, within the package or within the relationship, I think that's probably the most important. And I have seen business people who are just takers, just take, take, take. But the ability to provide value in your business is an art, man. And I definitely
Yep.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
let's talk about a couple of the other business adventures that you're into, right? So, you seem like you dabble in a few other things, man. You want to talk about a few of the other things that you dabble in?
Man, just like the credit, man. um, it just fell in my lap, man. So I have virtual assistants, man, and these virtual assistants work for me, right? Um, I have somebody who does my website, who does my finances, human resources, customer service. I'm sorry, and someone who I taught how to do the actual physical work of disputing. The one who did my website designing uh, wanted to start her own business. So I'm like, okay, as a business partner, I understand. Let me support this employee. So she came to me with a plan and, was telling me that she wanted to start her own farm. So I'm like, I wasn't trying to hear it at that point, because all I'm saying is, hey, get my work done. This is what I pay you. Now I got to go pay, find somebody else to do my work. And I'm like, you know what? Let me stop being selfish and let me hear her out. One, two, let me, invest in her business. She invested in mine. It's only right. It's only right. So, long story short, so I became a partner in the meat factory, and we started off small and we grew. And now I am part owner of the meat factory over in the Philippines, where I went to visit. I saw the operations, uh, you know, did a lot of different stuff with it. So the meat factory, I have a meat factory over there in the Philippines. I don't visit. I had to create a lot of relationships over there. They love me over there. Anytime I go over there, I don't pay for anything. I have a resort that I can go to and stay for free. And I'm actually going to start creating tour packages for that resort and intertwine them with their businesses. So the meat factory. So we're raising pigs, um, and livestock, and then we're selling it to the locals. We're selling it to the restaurants, the resorts, and then we're selling them as actual livestock for others. So we have a few. Oh, we're also getting into the feed too, the animal feed.
That's amazing, man.
So it's coming around full circle where we're pretty much in every market with that. So selling the feed, selling the pigs. So and this is where I can tell a couple people when it comes to having 7 streams of income, you don't need 7 different businesses to have 7 different streams of income. Just like with the pigs, we got 7 streams of income just off the pigs.
That's that's the
Raising
game,
them.
brother. That's the
No,
game. Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
seriously. That's it. Now I have to tell people you have to think outside the box. Like think of the most craziest thing you can do in one industry. Give me one industry I can name you 7 streams of income right now. 7 streams of income off the top of your head.
Uh, seven. Uh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And, and they don't have to be in the same industry.
No. Just give me one field, and I can tell you how I can make seven different streams off that one
Okay. Let's
industry.
say let's say a restaurant, food
All
industry.
right. Okay. So listen, with this restaurant, we're going to sell food. All right. We're going to have a catering business to where we go out and we do events while we're still
Mm,
running the business. We're going to make a cookbook and we're going to
mm,
sell it. Okay. We're going to have we're going to have people in different events. People come, they can rent the booth, rent it out when we're
mm.
not open. That's 4. Okay. That's 4 already.
That's
Okay.
killer.
Well, man, we could do so much, man. We could do so much, and it's yeah, yeah.
That's no,
I'm
that's
geek.
good, man. That's a good point. You actually got me geek, right? Because a lot of times we think of these 7 streams of income and we spread ourselves so thin that because we feel like they have to be different industries. So I'm gonna do multi-level marketing, and then I'm gonna be a VA, and then I'm gonna work my regular job, and then so now I'm bouncing 5 different places when really I can just set up what it is that I'm passionate about. Like my business, like we sell books, we sell courses, we sell credit repair, life insurance. We in the same realm, with the same website, you can get all of these things, and that is 7 different streams of income. And I think it's amazing that you
In the
laid it
same
out
in the same industry.
in the same
In the same
industry,
industry.
right? And so, and then
Mm-hmm.
of course we got the goat shirts. Y'all make sure y'all get yourselves goated, right?
Oh, yeah, I definitely need one of those.
I got you, brother. I got you.
I
We
need
can
one
do
of
this in
those.
black. We can do this in black, white. We can do the maroon. We can do the gray. You let me know what you need.
Oh yeah, definitely. I need that.
Yeah,
I need that for sure.
because you are the goat, right? And so, man, I really appreciate you giving us the game, man. Like that's real talk. Like just the way you laid it out with the meat factory. Then you started trickling down to, hey, well, how can we monetize what we're doing? Especially going all the way to, hey, and then I stay at the resort, and then we're gonna figure out, hey, how can we build a package off the resort? It's just a beautiful business mind, and definitely I hope that opens up to a lot of the listeners of how to be agile in your thinking and be agile in your business. And we're gonna close out in a couple of minutes, man. Before we get out of here, I usually ask my guests, what is the biggest purchase you ever made, and then how did that make you feel?
Woo. Uh, biggest purchase. All right. Business or personal?
Either one. Let's see if you got a one and
Okay.
one. Let me hear one and one.
Okay. So my biggest purchase, personal wise, was buying my ex-wife a house on the lake, and a vehicle all in the same month for Mother's Day. It was what, $670,000 for the house, 70,000 for the car. Um, and it made me feel like I made it. I really made it in life. And I'm not even scratching the surface yet. So being able to, you know, provide her with a home to where she don't have to pay any bills, um, and to provide a vehicle for her and my children, it made me feel like I was somebody, and I was somebody of importance, and I was important in her life and my children's life, um, that was respected and was loved, you know. So it made me feel real good, and I'm happy I'm able to, in that space, to be able to do that for her. And it made me feel proud, man. It made me feel proud because this is only what I've been wanting as a kid. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity to do that. So all the stuff that you see on TV, the rap videos, and I bought my mom a house this, I bought my girl a car that. I did that. I did that
Yeah, you
a
actually
few
did it.
times. A few times. A few times. When I was selling my snacks, I bought my mom and my dad a car at 17. 17. Yeah. And now, now this is house number 7, but each one is bigger and bigger. So being able to do that for her, um, and it was rather special, man, because there was a lot of good stuff going on. There was a lot of turmoil going on too, but after having a new baby, you know, high stress time, providing her those, where she could sit down and take a break and do stuff, like, it made me feel real good, man, and real proud of myself.
That's a
So,
blessing, man. And it's crazy because again, being able to do things like that, you know that you're just scratching the surface, especially having that mindset of a person who is just always going to do better and better at whatever it is that you planned on doing, man. So on the show, we say winners win, and when we win, you win. So we want to thank you for joining the show, and we want to thank you for being a winner, brother.
most definitely. Thanks for having me, man. Have me back anytime, man.
For sure.
Anytime.
This was a fun one, man. And before we jump off, I definitely want to say, we have a good relationship, and I usually scroll through, the text messages that we send back and forth. Sometimes we'll talk and have a good conversation, but, people would, and my wife, she says the same thing. She said people would pay for the things that are in y'all's text messages that y'all share. So I just wanted to share that with you, that, man, we have some really good conversations, man. They're very valuable. So much that one day we might have to put that on the market, man.
Listen, man. Where I'm at right now, I'm in Cleveland, Mississippi, and I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work right now. But I'm doing a seminar to teach this as a class.
That's amazing. That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. So I got to do one here. I'm going back to JC, doing one in JC with the Black
Nice.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
That's where that's one of the places where I seen your wife in action. Um, and she's very inspiring, man, very inspiring. And I don't even think I told you this before, but my son and her cousin, he was the coach for my son at the arts. That's how small this world is.
Yeah. Small world.
Chris was my son's instructor at the arts.
Word. Small
Word.
world. Small world.
Yes. Yep. And then when we linked up, we figured out that we was from the same place.
Yeah,
And grew up.
that was like full circle. And then
Yeah.
on top
Yeah.
of that, when I PCS here to DC, you just happen to be in the area, we linked again. That's small
Yep.
world, brother.
Yeah. So it was meant to be, man. It was
Yeah,
meant
for
to
sure.
be, for sure, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. But
But
I
yeah,
definitely appreciate you jumping on, man. Um, I'm gonna extend this. I really want to. I really want to know about this seminar, man. So
Hey, it's
what
going
made you
down,
get
man.
into it, man? What made you get into it? Man?
Listen,
Where do you see it going?
listen, everything I do is somebody done came to me with it. Like, okay, I knew I needed to get it, but that push from my audience is what got me to say, all right, I'm doing it. When I got to so many, man, when you coming down here? When you coming down here to do this seminar? I want to learn about this, man. Teach me this. So I got a guy up in Detroit. He like, man, you need to do the podcast. You need to do the video. Get outside your comfort zone. This. I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like doing videos because I be too thinking about trying to grow the business, not trying to be in front of it. So I got to do the videos. I got to do that. People want to learn. People are
That's
intrigued
for
about
sure.
it. People are intrigued about it. So if I'm making that big of an impact on people and they want to learn, I'm gonna put on the show.
I love it. I love
Put
it.
on the show. And then, I'm down here doing networking now and this is what I'm doing too. I'm getting all the big players here, business wise. So accountants, bankers, realtors, mortgage underwriters, car salesmen, builders. I'm networking now and having them come and speak at my seminar. So once I fix the credit, this is where y'all need to go and do business
Yeah.
at these places, at these locations. And that's how we get black economics and the money circulates without having to leave. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's
So,
beautiful.
and then I get to connect with other business partners and help them get their business credit going. So if I need to rent out a space or do an event, I don't have to pay. I'm gonna just get your business credit straight, and you just gonna give it to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's righteous, man. And that's how you keep it in the family.
I'm still gonna teach. I'm still gonna teach and give value to the community.
Man, that's
you see what I'm saying?
dope.
So now we're all helping one another achieve more. It's all a psychological game when it comes to business. You do for others as others do unto you. That's in the Bible.
Yeah, and I think you got it mastered for real, man. Like you got the game mastered. I do want to share this with you. I know probably in the next couple minutes we're gonna stop the podcast and we're gonna have another 30-minute conversation. But one of the reasons that I did start this podcast is because I have a level of social anxiety, and this actually helps me network with important people, and I'm able to do it on a platform where we are now, in front of hundreds of people now. Soon it'll be thousands, and my hope is it'll be millions one day. But we are in front of hundreds of people now, and having a one-on-one conversation. So it actually has helped me interact when I do have to be social, because I'm able to still have these conversations. Now, my problem is I talk like I'm on a podcast when I'm talking to people, but it makes me more comfortable to be able to have that conversation. So definitely I will put you on the game, because the podcast is it, man. It's a source of information for the people. I love to give free game, and I believe that any business that you're building, you should always provide value first, and that's what we do here, man. So again, I want to thank you for joining the show. And again, what we say here is winners win, and we win when you win, and we want to thank you for being a winner, my man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, and we out. Boom.
Thank you for joining the podcast. And remember, change your mind, change your money, change your life. We out.